Sorry. Wanted to heat up my fucking food. I didn't want my turkeys. I thought I wanted my turkey sandwiches to be cold. Now I don't. Now I don't. Alright, let's get this way.
Oh, fuck no!
I killed you, bitch. Revolver here. Pistol here. Over there? Starts to have an ace getting gravity.
What the fuck is happening?
You got it? Anytime you're ready.
This is not good.
Since killing zombies is such a big part of this game, we invested a lot of time into making their death animations more dramatic than simple ragdolls. We had a professional stuntman on a motion capture stage perform about 100 different dying animations from different kinds of weapons and hit from different directions, like from the front or behind. We then combined these mocap animations with the physics-driven ragdolls. The result is a really cinematic experience.
That's actually true. I don't even remember. I didn't even think of that. I used to love that game.
Zombies that stumble for a few steps into a wall, then slide down the wall and collapse for example. It's the best of both worlds.
Damn, bro. What the fuck? Wow, bro, it's crazy because the game doesn't look as good, visually, but it looks so much better, performance-wise. It looks so much more realistic just because of the death. I never would have thought of that. That's fucking crazy. It really just, it feels so much better. Holy shit. Wow. Bro, the way they go flying after getting hit with a knife is like these guys are fucking Superman, just poking him in the dick. What the fuck? Holy shit, bro.
We treat the infected horde as a major character in Left 4 Dead and spend a lot of effort in making their movements believable. Common hordes stagger around, cough, vomit, fight amongst themselves, lean against walls, sit on the ground, and lie down as part of their wandering behaviors. When they see a survivor, they become enraged, taking off in full sprint, leaning into their turns, trying to get to their victim.
These don't even look good. What the fuck?
We wanted to express this rage in their faces as well. So we found efficient ways for each member of the horde to make intense facial expressions.
Bro, what the fuck?
It was a challenge to create this diversity of looks for common infected and take advantage of unique clothing or uniforms in specific areas. For instance, lots of TSA agents are spawned in the airport, hospital patients around the hospital, cops in the streets, office employees in the offices, etc. It helped to reinforce the sense of a vast epidemic.
We wanted to add further variety to Left 4 Dead 2's campaigns, so we extended this notion when we added the Mudman, the Clown, the Construction Worker, and the Riot Cop.
Get the head!
Dude, how? How did they do such a horrible fucking job on that game?
Something's off. I can feel it.
Since players spend the vast majority of their time shooting the common infected, we wanted to improve the feedback and visceral nature of this experience. In Left 4 Dead 1, we provided only the ability to shoot off limbs. Now, in Left 4 Dead 2, there are 43 unique ways to damage an infected.
Jesus. Holy fuck.
Because many of these wounds are non-fatal, players are able to wound an infected more than once, resulting in about 780 possible damage combinations.
Wow. Wow.
Reloading.
I should play with Mama Gut. That's not a bad idea, bro. Video games with Mama Gut would be fucking an epic experience. I have 2 computers now, too. I could totally do it.
The environments in Left 4 Dead are geometrically complex and littered with breakable and movable objects.
I would need somebody to help me like figure out how to dual stream. I would want to like stream on the same screen as Mama Gut. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw this like husband and wife combo playing like World of Warcraft together. And they had like one person who had their face up here, one person was like down here where my face is, and then it had like a split screen in the middle and it would show like one screen over here. So it was actually really cool. It would be really cool. I would love to do that. What do you think that was? Nymphlull? I don't know what that means. Gaming with the Guts would be like a really cool one, like once a week segment. That'd be so fucking cool. Oh, these muffins are made out of vegetables? How cool, bro.
This restaurant was one of the first areas we populated with tables and chairs. In early playtests, the survivor would pop a boomer, and the resulting explosion sent tables and chairs flying everywhere. It was a great effect. We decided to furnish a few more areas like this, so that more players would be likely to experience it.
Oh yeah, brother.
Lights on.
I like that.
In Left 4 Dead, players carry flashlights to illuminate the environment. These shadow-casting light sources not only add surface richness and provide important visual depth cues, they tie into gameplay.
Witch, turn it off.
Because a player's flashlight is attached to his or her
I used to just light the fuck out of the witch, bro.
weapon, the light becomes pointed off to the side when reloading or performing a shove attack. Like so many of Left 4 Dead's game mechanics, this encourages cooperation, as players know they may be left in the dark if they choose to reload at the wrong moment.
Cutting cross country will save you time on foot.
The fuck?
I see. I'll send in another crew to hold the post once things calm down. Right now, I need you to get to be part of this.
In playtests, people were often confused by certain events and elements in the game. The addition of musical cues helped distinguish these events and diminish player confusion.
That's a good idea.
Players who leave the music on
bro, this game is fucking a masterpiece, dude. The Left 4 Dead's a fucking masterpiece, bro. What the fuck? These things I wouldn't have even thought about are incredible. Like fucking music. I mean, it makes so much sense. But I never would have thought about it. It's incredible. Like even the way that the things die, like I look at the fucking whatever bullshit, like Back for Blood, and I'm like, or I look at it like now I'm like, wow, like I really makes me want to play Left 4 Dead. It's every little, it's so realistic, and it's like you don't even think about it. It's like subconscious. It's fucking crazy.
Treated to a variety of subtle audio cues that not only deepen the horror experience, but make them better players.
We base the music on what the player is actually experiencing and not on what we want them to experience.
True. That looks kind of hot.
We keep the music appropriate to each player's situation and highly personalized. The music engine in Left 4 Dead has a complete client-side multi-track system per player that is completely unique to that player and can even be monitored by the spectators.
Wow. I don't understand what's happening. Like, what was the significance of that circle?
One difficulty with the tank was that since we offset his incredible toughness by slowing him down a bit, when tank battles occurred in large outdoor spaces, he was far less effective. To offset this vulnerability, we added his rock throw and car slugging abilities.
Jesus Christ, that's awesome.
Finish this for me.
There, easy now.
Thanks.
The mouths don't even
One more scar for the collection.
Who the fuck shot me? Watch where you move in the future. Oh!
Who shot you? What? Who's in front of him?
Don't think I'm coming back out.
Please! You need to take better care of that wound.
Breaker over there! This is our world, and we're taking it back.
While there are hundreds of infected types mobbing the player in Left 4 Dead, there are only 4 survivors. To make sure these 4 stood up to close scrutiny over many hours of playtime, we decided to use photographic reference of faces and wardrobe details.
That wasn't necessary, but thanks.
That makes sense, dude. That makes sense to like, hey, like this, it's so crazy because they made like 50 characters look like in fucking Back for Blood. But like there's no real uniqueness. With these ones, it's like, yeah, it's simple. But that's the good thing, is like it's simple, but like it's done well. I feel like we've lost that. You get so fucking complicated giving everybody like 10,000 different options that you ruin the whole thing.
We started out by casting 4 individuals who fit the general design concepts we had created for our characters.
Sweet shot.
The talent was guided through a matrix of facial expressions,
Okay, let's do it.
creating a complete catalog of movements and expressions for each character's face. This is an invaluable resource for our modelers and animators when they start to recreate these expressions in 3-dimensional models.
I can't hold on!
Bro, this game is like a fucking movie. Like the graphics aged well, but like obviously they're like dated. But like everything is incredible. The feel is fucking ridiculous.
Hold on!
Bro, look at that was fucking spooky.
I can't hold on! I can't hold on!
Bro, look at the terror in Zoe's face when she gets fucking hooked. Bro, that's terrifying, dude. That's a real shit. That's fucking nuts, bro. Look at her fucking face. That's horrific.
Help! Oh. Ooh, nice. Holy crap!
Holy shit!
You see? It works.
Fuck yeah! One of our goals when designing the 4 survivors was to have a very diverse group of real-world characters who fit in the post-apocalyptic storyline, but that also have heroic and aspirational qualities.
They're changing. God damn it, Bill! Oh, it stinks!
Bill was a challenging design problem when it came to finding the correct balance between realism and idealism. In our first attempts, we made him look a bit too old and frail, which made him seem physically incapable of fighting against the Horde. In our final design, we balanced the character backstory and the aspirational qualities, portraying Bill as a once heroic army veteran, who though older and wiser can still excel at physical combat.
And that's Mom. At least that's what we call her because she's tough, doesn't take shit from anybody, and always knows exactly what to say. Welcome to the shit show. Yep, that's...
Bro, that's so bad. Dude, one of the worst things... Because, like, thinking about... I didn't even think about this. That from what they said after explaining the characters in the commentary is that all 4 of those characters are actually like very strong-willed individuals. Like this old man is strong, the black guy is strong, the fucking biker dude is strong, and the woman is strong. Like, and I never thought about it, but I didn't value any of them over the other one. But in this, I hate it when people are like, "Oh, we call her Mom because she's a really strong woman," and it's like, dude, why do you need to explain to me that this woman is strong if she's strong? You should be able to show that. Like, where's the nuance? Like. It's like, what is this, fucking Scott Pilgrim? Like, what the fuck's going on here, bro? But just the idea of like, oh, like here are your characters, and here's how they interact in situations, and you're gonna learn them as individuals. It's like, oh, they're all really cool. They do have some backstory that you can really just guess. You know? Let's fucking. This is like so in your face.
Take shit from anybody.
Here's Mom. She doesn't take shit from anybody. Well, here's fucking like here's all these characters.
And that's Mom. At least that's what we call her because she's tough, doesn't take shit from anybody, and always knows exactly what to say. Welcome to the shit show.
Like, if you've noticed, even this person who made this video has done like an excellent job of like leading you to think what you like. They just showed us those 2 things. They showed us like, hey, we have a bunch of characters and they have backstories, but like, you know, they just exist and we're not going to be in your face about it. Like, that's what he's trying to communicate to us subtly without telling us. Like, he's like, hey, the viewer of this video is smart enough to be able to come to their own conclusions based off of the information that I've told you. Oh, great. But it seems like in Back 4 Blood, it's like, hey, you fucking idiot. This is Mom. We call her Mom because we want you to think about your mom in a positive light and push that onto this character. Also, she's really strong. It doesn't take any shit from dead people. Oh, okay. What a badass. You know?
Yep, that's me. My name is Holly. Just your run-of-the-mill college kid with a baseball bat. But I can also be a real softie on the inside. You know, I'm sort of the glue that holds the whole team together.
Like right there, fucking, you got Zoe, dude.
The whole team together.
Like nothing screams badass like this chick's the fucking dual pistol a fucking a tank and putting her own life at risk. Like that's fucking badass. That's like, you know what I mean? But this is Mom. She's really tough. This motherfucker's gonna kill herself to save her team. Like, what do you don't need to tell me anything else, bro. It's a ride or die.
The process behind designing Zoe's character wasn't as straightforward as the other 3. Developing a young female in a zombie apocalypse isn't easy with a backstory like hers.
Someone's still alive.
She had to be attractive and worn down at the same time.
I mean, that's the only bad thing, that she had to be attractive. You know what I mean? Like that. Unfortunately, that's a typical like female trope. But outside of that,
she needed to be tough and able to hold.
You know, for the time frame, like time where they made this character, very strong character.
Her own, even though she's occasionally terrified.
Flashlights off.
Her readability was also something we had to take into consideration.
While we were developing Left 4 Dead, we shipped a game called TF2, and Team Fortress 2 taught us a lot about things like read hierarchy and other queuing tools that you need to have in a multiplayer environment. We also wanted to push harder on the horror direction, so one of the last things we're doing with the game before we ship it is we're redoing all of the survivor characters.
The 4 characters were designed as a unit, so that while they stand out together from the rest of the world, their strong silhouettes and color contrast provide clear reads for each individually, yet a signal team. We wanted to conjure 4 survivors that would resonate realistically.
That's very intelligent.
A horrifically rendered version of the zombie apocalypse, which you, the player, now find.
That's really interesting. I never thought about that. They're all very color contrasted. Like,
resonate really.
This is so fucking crazy. Like Lewis is like, oh, he's white. Honestly, like, that's the whiteness that really stands out in his shirt. Francis, it's like the blackness. Zoe's very red, and Bill's very green.
Please, a horrifically rendered version of the zombie apocalypse, which you, the player, now find yourself in.
That's why we have this thing called versus mode.
Bro, it's insane. Like, how the fuck they were developers for the game, and they also could have just watched the commentary.
Where you can play 4 survivors playing as humans with 4 infected. This time it's humans. And what they try to do is the survivors try to get to the end of a map. In fact, they try to stop them.
And we recently got to see how PvP is going to be expanded. Do you want to jump into that and talk about that newly announced experience?
Yeah, sure. You queue up with 3 of your friends, you go into a match, and you're playing a best of 3. So you play 2 rounds, and it's whoever lasts the longest on the cleaner side is the winner.
So it's not going to be quite the entire campaign where people make their way from level to level and then swap. It's very much, here's a hyper-focus area designed around the swarm mode, and then you're just going to have to survive longer.
That's exactly.
Why?
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like you said.
Why? Versus was a lot of fun. I used to love playing Versus. I used to play for hours a day.
One of the concerns that were raised by people who had Left 4 Dead is, what's different enough about this to justify it being a new sequel? So we spent a lot of time talking about what the scope is, both artistically in terms of the scale of the game, how the gameplay is evolving, what are some of the technological pieces that have moved forward, and doing anything we could to make...
I wasn't a huge fan of Left 4 Dead 2. I just I liked Left 4 Dead 1 so much that I wasn't like super into it, but like...
Sure, that our fans, who are the reason that we exist, the reason that we have a business, understood why Left 4 Dead 2 was a really positive evolution, rather than just us trying to come up with a way of, stripping money out of a successful and popular game.
Where the hell? There's an evac station up 30 flights of goddamn stairs.
Come on, Coach. Maybe the helicopter. Maybe it's made of chocolate. I have not come this far. To die now.
What the fuck is this?
Pipe bomb out.
Wait, what the fuck? That's awesome.
Is Back 4 Blood gonna facilitate?
Those mods are fucking dude. Mods are so cool. Like when I used to play Warcraft 3, I would just mod I would look at the mod. I played the custom games all the time. That's how you created Dota. That's how other games were created, was through mods and like fun and people, smaller developers fucking around, having fun creating things. It's such a great way to it's just a good way to keep your game fresh with doing no real work, and also recognizing other people, like other talented like game designers and artists. Like it's such a win-win for your fucking community versus your game. Because like I would play Warcraft 3. I don't even like RTSs, but I would play Dota. And I would play like Kingdom Defenses and shit like that, man. It's so fucking fun. And then when they removed a lot of that, I lost interest. But it's so fun. It's just crazy. Yeah, TF2 was a mod in Quake. Yeah, did I spell Quake? It looks like you said Quacky.
Will it take the modding community at all with the online element, or is it gonna purely be contained game files?
It's contained, but at launch for sure. Yeah, we're not gonna have anything like that available then.
Why?
If you listen closely, you can hear my heart break.
That's why I did so.
Yeah.
Valve.
Like if they said, hey, at launch we're not going to have anything, but we're going to develop in something within the next 3 to 6 months. Okay.
Left 4 Dead, and they signed us back.
But still, you should have just done it right off the bat because it's a big grabber, like a positive grabber.
Valve retains Left 4 Dead, and they signed us back our logo and name. Mike's decided he was done running his own studio.
Here to talk about the co-op shooter is Project Lead Mike Group.
I think at the time he was really enjoying not being the boss, so he said, I don't want to run Turtle Rock 2.0.
We've had to sit by for the past 10 years and watch other people sort of riff on something that we created. As creators of Left 4 Dead, from the award-winning creators of Left 4 Dead.
Creators of the critically acclaimed Left 4 Dead franchise.
Made by the creators of Left 4 Dead.
No.
Make sure the 360 was up to snuff, make sure the PC is polished, and it's going to be spectacular now.
Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, both of those I really put a lot of thought into replayability.
You can pull people back around corners that they thought they'd already got past, and it's a really interesting space for that, for Versus in particular.
We're actually really honored that there's such a strong fan base for Left 4 Dead 1.
Left 4 Dead characters, there's a lot of agonizing over what's the cast of characters, who's going to want to play them, who are they in this world.
The action was sort of procedurally generated, and so we were never really sure how much time we had before there was going to be 100 zombies running at you.
Once you make debugging 10 times faster, it becomes feasible to do something that was infeasible before because of the debugging cost.
What we did was we used blood splats to differentiate similar textures and added some grind to them.
We set a hard date this time. I'm leave it yet. And it'll be quality.
The goal of the director was to create kind of peaks and valleys in this estimated arousal level. Players were not as cooperative as we hoped, and we didn't know why.
You guys refuted a rumor about Left 4 Dead.
Bro, experimental psychologist? Bro, could you fucking... the amount of effort into this game is insane.
3, and I hear the giggling already. We're going to continue with this.
Because you're playing the same mission a bunch of times, if you played the exact same line at the exact same location, it would be rapidly very tiring.
What we wanted at Valve was to create an experience of playing through a really good horror film.
Moby goes on to lead art direction for Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, you definitely get like the horror film feel.
Then works on titles such as Left 4 Dead.
But I also worked on Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh my god. Bro, how... It's only 5 of them left? Or 6? Bro, that's crazy. You know what's crazy, though? Is that these guys proved that like, I'm sure they're talented. Creators of Evolve? Is that what they made? They made the game Evolve? Bro, Evolve sucked. That's what I heard. That's crazy. This is the problem. Like they put, like I'm sure Back 4 Blood is exactly what Left 4 Dead would have been without everybody else around them, right? So as a game, it's passable, but like all the incredible thought and like the experience aspects have nothing to do with them. Like I would have never, like if I made a game, I never would have thought to like when you shoot a zombie to have them die 70 different ways depending on what gun you shot them with and how you hit them, and like what this, that, and the other thing. I would have never thought of that, you know? Like that really pulls the game together. The music shit, I would have never thought of that, you know? But like you need, I had gone to I actually have like an associate's degree in game and web design. I don't know if people know that. And like when I went to there, I remember I had a teacher. His name was Michael Mastermaker. He was a great guy. Where he had a student ask him a question, and they're like, I want to make a game all by myself. And he was like, no, you can't do that. Like, it's just not really a good idea. You can't really make a good game by yourself. And now I like truly understand why. It's not even about, do you have the ability to do particular things? It's like, do you have the optics to understand like all these different things that I never would have thought of? Like, you could be an incredible talent, but like, do you understand like just empathy? Empathy is like a big thing. Like that's what, like all these different like things, like understanding like how other people perceive things, and even how people will perceive things like subconsciously. Crazy shit, bro. I might set up the computer for me and my wife to play Left 4 Dead. I'm gonna talk to my wife when she gets home. See if we can do like mom and papa gut gaming thing. That'll be cool as fuck. That'll be cool as fuck. All right. Oh yeah, Jaden Beans, you said balls before. I was in the middle of like a